It is day 4 of the Creating Your Super Staff Challenge. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in. Let me know that you're here. We do have our starting question for tonight. I'm so excited that you have decided to join us on tonight because we have been rocking and rolling for 4 days. And tonight we're going to talk about how to attract new staff. We need some new fresh blood on our staff. We're going to be talking about how to attract new staff in our centers. I'm so excited about tonight because is this not the one question that we have? Brandy, how can I get more staff? How can I get new staff? Hey, Renee, we're happy to see you on. Renee says, I'm back. It's day 4 and I'm ready. Lisa's been with us since day 1. Hello, Lisa. Tanya pulling up in the gap. I love it. I love it. I love it. Go ahead and let the people know that we are on for day 4. Day 4. We want to make sure that everybody is in it to win it, that they're here, and that they know that we are moving towards day 4. In the chat, our question for today is, how many new staff do you need? How many new staff do you need? All right, guys, we are going to be getting started in just 1 minute. Do me a favor. Go ahead and tag your accountability partners, tag your friends. Let them know that we're on tonight. We have so much planned for you. In this Creating Your Super Staff Challenge tonight. We're going to talk about everything from interviewing to how to get the right people in the right place. How much does it really cost to onboard a staff member? These are the things that we're going to be talking about. Hey everyone, we're stepping into greatness at the Childcare Millionaires Retreat. I'm so excited just to meet and connect with everyone. I can't wait until day 2. Today we learned how to rest, how to rejuvenate, how to build relationships, and how to have a Candyland experience in our childcare centers. I'm so excited to be here with you. It's your coach, B. Woods, the Millionaire Midwife, signing off. See you guys tomorrow. That's what I learned today. Thank you all for coming. Thank our speakers and thank our guests. We love you. See you soon. And I want to say, I never knew there was a love like this before. A love like this before, no. Never had someone to show. All right, guys, we're here for day 4, and we've asked a question in the chat. How many staff do you need? I'm so glad to see you tonight, Jose and Josie. I hope that you're on too. I know that you guys had a hard time getting on a little bit earlier in the week, but I promised myself I was going to look for your name today. So here's our question of the hour. How many staff do you need? Let us know. This is what I want to say. Oh my God, attracting the right staff is definitely a skill, but it's something that you have to do over and over. It's almost like eating right and drinking water. Staffing is one of those things that you need to do over and over and over. Tanya Hicks, this is all I got to say. This number has not been 0 in a long time. So congratulations, honey, for being staffed correctly. Tanya is a member of our mastermind, and I'm so excited for her because we were at a point where we wanted to take more students, but we just didn't have enough teachers. But tonight we're going to talk about how to train and or recruit the staff that you need. So if you know that you need to hire, train, and recruit, if you know this is what you need to do, then you're in the right place at the right time. Let's make sure that you have all of the tools that you need for tonight. You're going to need your challenge pack. If you don't have your challenge pack and it's day 4, what are you doing? Because tonight in our challenge pack, we're going to be looking at pages 21 all the way through 36. And we're even going to talk about interview questions and everything that you need in order to make sure you weed out all the bad apples. So let me ask you a question. How many of you have people on your staff that you know you need to replace? If so, put yes in the chat. Do not say their names, but you know you have staff that you need to replace. Put yes in the chat. You know you have staff you need to replace. And then, so my yes is for if you need to replace them. Next, how many of you need more staff so you can grow? If you need more staff to grow, put grow in the chat. Now, some of you are going to be like, yes, grow. Yes, grow. But some of you may be good with your current staff. You don't need to replace any, but you need some more to grow. So let me know where we're at tonight. Tell me where we're at. I love it. All right. That lets me know kind of what place we're starting from tonight. Well, we're going to get started in our challenge. And we are so excited that you decided to join us. I need you to do me 2 favors, though. If you're in it to win it with us, first thing I need you to do is share this video. Second thing I need you to do is tag another childcare owner. Because, oh my God, if you go into any childcare group, it almost makes me sick to my stomach to see the number of posts of people saying things like, I had to close today because I didn't have enough staff. We have 4 call-ins today. I really need an infant teacher so I can take more kids. It breaks my heart, my achy, breaking heart that we don't have enough staff in some of our centers, in great centers, right? So this is heartbreaking for me. Is anybody else heartbroken by the lack of people that we have working? Is anybody heartbroken by people not showing up to interviews? Oh God, you schedule interviews, you put on your good school shirt with the name of your school across the shirt, and you're thinking, I got 6 interviews today, and literally 2 people show up. Is it just me? Have y'all been ghosted at the interviews? Anybody else been ghosted? Anybody else been ghosted? Joy said this is very, 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 I'm very heartbroken, right? Or you find a great candidate, right? And you know you pay industry standard, and some of us pay above industry standard. But people are saying things like, I want $22 an hour. They don't have a CDA. They don't have credentials. I mean, what's the craziest salary that you've had somebody ask for? What's the craziest salary? Like, you were like, excuse me? I just want to know, because all of these things have happened to me, and they've happened to me recently. One of the things that I've done probably for the last 4 years is we host monthly job fairs, and we're going to be talking about that a little bit later. But because we do this, we've always had a slew of applicants. But me, just like you, we had a time that those amount of applicants, slow down. And then as some benefits are waning off and people are getting back to work, you do see more applicants, but you see these applicants at wanting an insane, salary. Someone says $25, 20 with free childcare, right? $25 in free childcare, $18 with no experience. Now, depending on what state you're in, everybody's minimum wage is different. Texas is one of the states that has one of the lowest minimum wages, although we have a low cost of living. I'm not at all suggesting that we underpay, but can everyone agree the market has changed? And if you agree that the market for staff has changed, I want you just to put change in the chat, because what we used to do, how we used to attract people, is not how we can attract people now. So let's go ahead and get started. For those of you, this is your first night. My name is Brandy Wood Smith, and I am your challenge host. People affectionately call me the Millionaire Midwife. I'm helping you get your millions while I get mine. I've been in education over 20 years. I'm a 4-time Amazon bestseller, mother of 6, grandmother of 3, world traveler, multiple center owner, real estate investor, all of those things before 5 o'clock in the morning, right? But I love what I do. And in my quest to be in childcare and make this my main career, leaving the school system, following my dream, I landed up in childcare about 10 years ago. And I decided that I wanted to reach kids earlier. But I also decided that I was tired of the salary cap that was placed on me by educational institutions. I didn't want a salary cap. So like many of you, I gave up my $50,000 a year for $50,000 a month, and I'm almost $50,000 a week, right? I gave up working for someone else, and I chose me. How many of you chose you, right? You're in this business, you're doing something great in your community, but a part of you being a business owner was choosing you. Go ahead and celebrate yourself, because many people think they can do what we do, but they can't. Many people think that what we do is easy, but they can't. But I'm at a point where I don't want any caps. You know, even a 6-figure job, why can I make 6 figures a year when I can make 6 figures a month? I feel like it's time for me to choose me. So in choosing me, even in working this vision, thank you, honey. I was so hot. Everybody say hello to Mr. Smith. He said he chooses me too. Hey, Mr. Smith. You want to go? Come tell the people hello. Hello. Tell them hello. Hello. He said hello, y'all. For those of y'all who haven't met Mr. Smith, come to Houston. They want to see you, honey. They don't think, no, they don't think you're real. But in choosing me, I couldn't even reach my vision without the right amount of staff. With the right amount of staff, I couldn't make this vision work. So even though I'm choosing me, it doesn't mean that I don't need other people, right? And that's what creating your super staff is all about. So over the last almost 2 years, oh, hey, Miss Howard, I saw Mr. Howard do something special for you today. Mr. Howard, keep taking care of my girl. We have done several things over the last year to support center owners, and we're really excited about it. We've written books with other center owners. I think I have a copy of the Oh Happy Day book. We wrote this book with other center owners, and right now we're writing another book with center owners called How to Elevate Your Childcare Center, right? How to Grow Your Childcare Center. So we were dedicated to bringing products, resources, relationships to the childcare industry. And what I love about Childcare Millionaires is just not Brandy. Childcare Millionaires is all of us collectively working together to move our childcare center forward. So we have a few goals for our challenge. One of our goals is to support you as owners and directors in creating your super staff, and we're going to be doing that tonight. Number 2, helping owners reclaim their time and not work on their business and not just in it. And 3, to increase the effectiveness and the efficiency of every center participating. And this is what I know. You are not coming here night after night, because I've seen Nika here. I've seen Angela here. I've seen Monica here. I've seen Quinta here. You know, you're not coming here night after night. Aaliyah here. I see Leslie here. You're not coming here night after night to hear me. Are you? No, you're not coming here to hear me. You could care less about my center. Well, you love me. But you're coming here to find solutions that work, right? And that's what we're here to offer. We're here to offer solutions that work. So thank you for coming. Again, you're going to need your challenge pack. Tonight, you'll need 21 through, I want to say 36. It's quite a few pages that we're going to work through tonight. If you don't have it, make sure you grab it. Again, this is how you get the most out of the conference. I'm not going to read through these because if you've been with us since the beginning, or you can take a screenshot, but make sure you show up and make sure you do the right thing. Thank you. Thank you, Aaliyah, and thank you, LaShonda. I appreciate that. So listen, guys, tonight you can earn a badge, a day for a badge, and I'm very proud of one of you. You went back and did all of your badges today. That's so important. What we want, what we want to do is we want to make sure that you're not showing up. I love you too, Monica. You're not showing up, wasting your time. You're not showing up. I'm spending time away from my family. You're spending time away from your family. You're cooking dinner, but you're not doing you cooking dinner, listening to me, not doing the work. Your husband's like, who is that loud lady with the squeaky voice? Listen, you're here to move your center along, and we respect that. The way you respect it is you post your badges, right? You post your badges and you say, you post your badges and you tell me that you did the work. Tonight is about 10xing your staff, right? Not necessarily 10xing the amount of staff, but 10xing the effectiveness of your staff. So we want you to earn that badge. Tonight, we're going to talk about how to pursue $33,000 per employee, right? I'm not going to give you step-by-step a whole workshop, but I am going to break down to you the way that you can earn $33,000 per employee. Y'all want to know? If you do, put 33 in the chat. I like 33. That's Jesus' age. You know, that's a good age. That's Jesus' age. I tell people all the time. You know, 3 is one of my favorite numbers. But we're going to talk about that a little bit tonight. Our giveaway tonight is our planner. And we're going to be giving 2 planners away. We have our winners from the last few nights. I have them posted on the wall. I want to make sure that all of our winners, everybody participates. The way it works is we give out keywords all night long. At the end of the night, you will put those 3 keywords in the text message that we sent out to remind you about today. And so that's how you get included so you can win the prizes. We also have some grand prizes. We're giving away a laptop, airfare, and a set of walkies. We're looking for our most involved players who is on every night, who is participating, so you can get those prizes. So listen, day 3, here's what you guys are saying. Let me move this banner real quick so we can see what it says. Kanisha says, listen, I want to reclaim my time through effective delegating. Guys, you got to decide what you're going to do, what you're going to delegate, and what you're going to dump. Some of us are doing way too much. So say it with me. Do, delegate, dump. You shouldn't be doing anything that does not bring money directly into your center. What? That's right. You should be doing the marketing, the strategic planning, the partnerships, the subsidies, all that kind of stuff that brings money in your center. That's the things that owners do. We delegate daily tasks and we dump things that's on our plate that just shouldn't be. Y'all letting these people fill your life with their emergencies. Your emergency is not my emergency. I tell it to my kids all the time. Mama, I forgot this. Okay. Your emergency is not my emergency. Your lack of planning will not become my urgency. It's just not going to happen. Janet said, share the cake. Delegate duties that allow me to win my time back. Didn't I tell you that one of my goals is getting you more time back? More money is good, but if you don't have time to spend it, what does that help you? So we gotta do, delegate, and dump. We have to decide what we're gonna do, what we're gonna delegate, and what we're gonna dump. And the way we delegate is we create some other heroes and we share responsibilities. We share the cake with them. Renee, I'm so stinking proud of Renee. She went back and did all of her badges. This lets me know she's in it to win it. She says, I learned I'm doing too much on day one. And then she talked about her, struggling to motivate because she had to get everything approved. How can I avoid that, And that's about talking to that owner, Renee, to you guys to set up some guidelines and a set time for you guys to discuss things. I was training my staff to death, and I just took this tool to help me plan. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love you guys, right? So a lot of times, some of you are on here are owners, right? You're owners. And you guys are like stressing your directors out. Oh, Lord. Where my directors at? If you're a director, but you're not the owner, put director in the chat. Because most of us here are owner directors. Owners, let me give you I'm going to give you a tip. You don't have to take it. You can throw it back at me if you want to. But one of your tips, especially when you find a director and your director is effective, right? If your director is effective, you have to give them parameters that they can operate in and be a leader. You can't want them to be a leader only when you're not in the building. Their leadership does not end when they see you. But some of y'all got these directors so stinking scared that they won't tell you anything. Now, directors, I'm not saying be disrespectful. Y'all have to laugh at myself. Y'all don't understand. I had a meeting with one of my directors today. She wasn't disrespectful, but she told me how she felt. And I said, well, let me get my purse and get out of your office. But basically, I gave some correction. And they said that they showed me the board where they were already on it. And she really didn't want to hear the correction, right? But what I said to her, I said, but I'm right because you've already identified it, right? So I understand that you would have rather that you had corrected it. I'm proud of you for identifying it, but I still have to address it. And she was like, I got it, Miss Woods. I promise. I've never failed you. I'm not going to fail you now. And I took it to heart. But guys, as owners, we do have to give these directors some boundaries where they can make some decisions, right? And we have to train them so we can trust them to do their job, right? We have to train them so we can trust them to do their job. Directors, learn your owners. Learn your owners. Like, know when it's a great time to bring up situations to your owners. It's not a great time if it's a stressful moment and we're dealing with CPS or the state or the health department or the fire department. That's a time for you to be a team player. That's not time for you to point out anything, right? Learn your owners, learn their cycle, right? Learn how to bring things to them and you're being solution oriented. That's just a little nugget that I wanted to give. Just a little nugget, just a little nugget. Angela says, the 80-20 rule is what I learned. I will definitely look for the best in each person I hire. I want to know that they can help in the growth and success. Don't hire anybody. Don't hire anybody that is not going to participate in the growth and success of your company. We don't need no warm bodies. We don't need anyone that's lukewarm. We need you to be hot and we want to keep you, or we want you to be so cold. We know that you should be dead and buried in the ground. Can we bury the dead bodies? Can we just decide that we're not going to hire people just to get us by? And then we look back 3 years later and we still have dead bodies on our payroll. You paying dead people. They on your payroll, they're not on your team. They're on your payroll and they're not benefiting your company. Oh Lord, I'm already in today. Let me get through this because I'm doing what we thought about yesterday and y'all got me all excited. All right, and this was day 2. We're not going to go over day 2, but I just wanted to share some of the things that you guys were saying, and I'm really excited. And then for those of you who are going to the conference, we had several people register yesterday. I believe we have 19 more seats. We have buy one free get free tickets going on right now. We want you to come to Houston. I invite you. I invite you. I invite you. I guarantee you will not regret it. You will not regret coming to Houston. We're going to be talking about some phenomenal topics. Staffing with authority, how to get your school accredited. Anybody want to be accredited? Anybody is interested in accreditation for their school? We're going to be talking about the new House bill and what does free pre-K 3 mean for us and how can we prepare for that. We're going to be talking about how to enroll more students in our centers and close that revenue gap. What are some things that we need to do? We're going to be talking about how can we achieve success for all students through our programming. So I have some wonderful speakers. We're going to start announcing the speakers, I believe, as soon as tomorrow or Saturday. The dates for the conference is November the 5th through the 6th is on the screen. And it's www.childcareevents.com. If someone can put that in the chat. Right now, they're buy one, get one free. So if you're a husband and wife team, this is the best time for you to come in and grab your ticket, right? So you guys can be there. We want to make sure that you're in it to win it. Some of the things that's going to be happening with Biden's new bill is going to grossly affect childcare. And if you're not in the right place at the right time, you may be on the road of being booted out of childcare, right? Because if our 3-year-olds go to public school, we have an issue. But if we can be able to accept some of those students through government programs and we can prove that we're quality centers and be accredited, this is one of our first steps. So I have called in the big dogs and said, hey, how can we prepare for what's coming down the pipeline? And Monica, I need to know if Mr. Howard is on the line. I need to know if Mr. Howard is on the line. I have a special invitation for Mr. Howard. But these are some of the things that we're going to be talking about at the Millionaires Conference. I guarantee you that you will not regret coming to Houston. That is a promise from me to you. And then we have some bonuses. Earlier this year, we did a SuperStaff Bootcamp. We are throwing that course in for free if you sign up, along with a free ticket, a swag bag for you and your conference guests. They're both valued at $99, plus our back to school recording. So we want you to be there. Who's coming? Oh, Mr. Howard, can I call you after I get off? Ask Monica, because I want to call you guys when I get off tonight, because I have something I want to ask you. Yay! Okay, so excited. So today we have a lot to cover. And we're about to get some new staff in our building. And we're also about to retrain our current staff, because we can't throw away the baby with the bathwater. Y'all ever heard of that statement, or I'm making myself old? We can't throw away the baby with the bathwater. I know that there have been days when you have literally wanted to walk in there and say, y'all can all go home. Baby, I've had those days. But tonight we're going to turn the tricks of the trades to recruit, interview our staffs. We want to hire well and we want to grow fast. So we want to 10x the effectiveness of our staff. I need 55 people to put in the chat, 10x. Because it's 55 of you on live. It should be 155. But I want you to put in the chat 10x, 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 10x. Kimberly, you better get to Houston. 10x. Come on, Tay. I like Tay. Come on, Kanisha, with your pretty self. My daughters think that Kanisha is one of the most beautiful women in the world. They love looking at her pictures. 10x. Come on, Georgia. That is my baby girl. I love Georgia. We want to 10x the effectiveness of our staff. Why, Monique? The reason why is because if we can 10x our staff, then we can grow at a pace that we want to grow. If we can 10x the effectiveness of our staff, then we can 10x the number of centers that we have. Because pre-pandemic, I feel comfortable saying the statement. Post-pandemic, I'm saying we're going to get back there, right? It's easier to own multiple centers than it is to own one. We own multiple centers. and I worked less. I worked more when I had that one center. That one center, it almost took me out of here. I was like, Lord. Whew. But when you own multiple centers, this is what happens. You realize that you can't do all of that stuff. And you don't want to anymore. You also make enough money where if it's a problem that money can solve, you're not scared to spend it. A lot of you have small problems that money can solve, but you won't spend the $300, $500, $5,000 to solve the problem because you're not making enough money. Get 3 centers. I guarantee you, you and your husband won't be fixing every sink. I guarantee you, y'all won't be cutting the yard anymore. I guarantee you, you won't answer every phone. But because you have one, you feel like you got to pour every ounce of your blood in there. You better stop, or you're going to tire yourself out. The key to ownership is to act like an owner. Why y'all acting like employees and you clocking in every day? Can y'all stop that? Can you say stop that in the chat? I'm feeling confident to say owning multiple centers is easier than owning one. I used to say owning 10 centers is easier than owning one, but with staffing, I don't know. Act like an owner. I love what I do, as you guys can see. This is truly me. If you see me in person, I'm like this. If you see me online, I'm like this. I love what I do. And the reality is I do what I do because I love kids, right? I do what I do because I love kids. And I have to make a decision to this baby in this photo. I'm going to give them the best teacher possible. Some of you guys are hiring for you and you must don't like you. So stop hiring for yourself and hire for the kids. Maybe if you hire for the kids, you'll stop hiring your cousin Boo Boo. You knew Boo Boo wasn't right before you hired Boo Boo. You already know, you know Boo Boo already worked for your sister and she didn't do right for your sister. Boo Boo worked for Aunt Janet's catering service and she didn't work right for Aunt Janet's. What made you think Boo Boo was going to work for you? I need to free you guys from something. Can I free you? Can I free you? You want to be free? I want to be free. That's like my old school singing voice. Can I free you? You know that song, Break Every Chain. Let me free you. Stop hiring family that you don't trust. I wanted to just say stop hiring family, but I don't believe that. My mother works for me. I have a cousin that works for me. He is the best. He is the best decision I ever made. Shout out to Michael if you're listening. He is my director of operation. He brings so much stability to my center. I believe in men in childcare. My husband is a rock star in our business. But you guys got to stop hiring people as favors. You need to tell Aunt Lucille, you can't hire Boo Boo because Boo Boo don't want to come to work on time. You guys have to hire for the kids. You have to hire knowing that your responsibility is to the kids. But some of you are hiring just because you're thinking about your business like as a pass-through for people. No, this is a commitment. And we take care of people's children. This is your reputation that's on the line. So when you hire, if you wouldn't leave your own kids with them, why would you hire them? Better yet, some of you don't like your kids. If you wouldn't leave your grandkids, like I feel totally different about my grandkids than my kids. I mean, I like my kids, but I love my grandkids. You know, it's a little different. You got to hire for the children. And guess what? We're always hiring. I'm always hiring. I can have a full staff and I'm still hiring. Because at any moment that you don't decide that you're going to do the right thing by these babies, I'm going to do the right thing for you. At any moment, when you decide that you can break the rules, can be on your phone, can call in, don't follow the regulations, I'm going to make the decision for you. Why? It's because these are lives in my hand. You're not on an assembly line. You're not bagging groceries. These are children. And we got to hire for the children. Now, what is the perfect employee? You can say, oh, Brady, there is no perfect employee. We're not perfect every day, but we should strive for perfection. So in the chat, you can tell me, what do you think some of the qualities of a perfect employee is or are? I want to make sure that this list is not a complete list, but we want them to be a hard worker, team player. We want them to be skilled at what they do, loyal, honest. But another thing I want them to be is trainable. What's something do you want your perfect employee to be? Me and Shantae on the same page. If I can't tell you nothing, I can't pay you nothing. That's not correct grammar. But that's how we're going to say it tonight. If I can't tell you nothing, I can't pay you nothing. Flexible, teachable, flexible, right? What else? What else? Trustworthy. If you could make an employee in the kitchen, what attributes would you give them? Right? What attributes would you give them? Honest, team player, dependable, good attitude, punctual, right? This is why if you come to my interview 1 minute late, I don't interview you. Your time has passed. I had a lady mad, cussed, walked out the door. She came 5 minutes late. If you can't be late, if you can't be on time to the interview, you're definitely not going to be on time to the job. Loving, great attitude. Treat our scholars as if they were their own children or better than their own children is what I tell them. So this is my mantra, and I really live by here. Hire slow, fire fast. Don't be afraid to let someone go if they're not a good fit. The worst thing you can do is keep somebody after their probationary period if you know they're not going to work. It sends the wrong message to your current staff that you're willing to accept anything from anybody. So one of the reasons that some of us hire sloppy is because we don't understand the real cost of hiring someone. What's the real cost of hiring someone? How much would you say in the chat is your real cost to hire someone? How much would you say is your real cost to hire someone? Give me what your best estimate is. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I'm drinking tea. I am weaning myself off of Coke. I'm drinking tea with Splenda and water. That's my PSA for today. Christina says, I kept a rotten apple for 3.5 years. Yes, yes, yes. All right. How much? I see 2,000, 350, 1,200, 2,500. Well, how much do you think the cost is? Let me hear from you. Come on, Monica. I want to hear from you. LaJoyce. I would love to hear from you. Kanisha, Angela, Kathy, Monique. What do you think? 250, 500, 600? Time and money, 2,800. All right. So listen. Let's go. If you knew the real cost of hiring someone was that big, if you would not give them the cost of hiring them in their hand, you should not offer them the job. So this is the real cost of hiring someone. So the real cost is just not like your ad on Indeed. It's also your time. LaJoy said maybe up to 4,000, 2,500. You know, let's talk about it. Okay. So I'm going to say that cost is between $2,000 and $5,000, right? And I'm going to show you why I think so. But this also depends on your hourly rate. All right? So let's go through it. If you don't agree with me, you can let me know. So first of all, we have to take time to review applications. And let's say your administrator does that. That may take about 10 hours. You're going through applications and all of that kind of stuff. So maybe you take 10 million hours to look through applications and all that, create the job posting, put it up, job descriptions. Everybody feel like that? Interviews and callbacks, right? You may go through an hour. I'm calling you from the interview. I'm calling you back. You come to the interview. I'm preparing. I'm reviewing your references, all of those things. Then I got to do your background check. Now, in orientation, that orientation is 8 hours for you, but it's also 8 hours for the trainer, right? Then the first 5 days somebody works for you. Honestly, they can't be on their own. And I did this moderately at $10. So that's why I say it can be up to $5,000 because some of you pay more than that or you train yourself. So for the first 40 days, I'm training you. So I'm paying a person to train you. And I'm paying you for your first 40 hours. So that's 80 hours. Then you got to get CPR. And then, to be honest, your first 6 weeks, you're not proficient, So your first 6 weeks, you're going to work about 240 hours. That 240 hours is all training to get you fully capable to do your job. If you can't do your job in 6 weeks, you're not going to be at Imagine Me Academy. Now, you may be somewhere else. But we have learned it takes a teacher about 6 weeks. Thank you, Tay. We appreciate that. It takes you about 6 weeks to get a person like fully, this is what you do with kids. This is safety and supervision. This is the food service program. This is how you do your lesson plan. This is how you do your room arrangements. If you go through that process, for them to be able to do it on their own and stand on their own 2 feet, it takes about 6 weeks. How long do you think it takes? And let's do our first keyword for tonight. Our first keyword tonight is hire. Our first keyword tonight is hire. One more time. Our first keyword tonight is hire. Okay. How long do you think it takes for them to be proficient? Drop it in the chat for me. Then you have all the supplemental onboarding costs, right? You got to put them in payroll. If you have a time clock system, t-shirts, supplies, we give an onboarding gift. It's like a little basket. It has a clipboard. It has a binder. It has some water. It has a water bottle. It has a lunch kit. We actually give a little welcome basket. And then even after their 6 weeks, for the first 90 days, they're still on probation. And they have a monthly, for the first 6 weeks, they have a weekly check-in. After their 6 weeks, then they go to a monthly check-in, right? After 90 days, I guarantee you, if I'm not comfortable, I'm not keeping you. If I'm not comfortable, I'm not keeping you. So we all agree that this is about a 6 to 12 week process. So this is my question. If it costs this amount to really hire a person, and you're going to invest this much in a person, does that change your viewpoint about who you let in your business to work? Yes or no? Does this change your viewpoint at all about who you're letting in? You know they call me Mother Woods. She said, yes, mama. Shell says, yes. Right? Absolutely, right? This is what we have to think about when we're giving that person a try. Well, I guess we can try them out. Are you willing to pay $5,000 for a try? That's what you're willing to pay for a try? More than your child's first car? That's how, if that's your tries, try me. Oh, I know he's all right. Anybody want to try me? Just send me $5,000. Try me. Every time you try and you fail, you're throwing away $5,000, $3,000, $2,000, whatever you think your cost is to hire. But you keep hiring three-legged dogs. I'm not calling people dogs. I'm calling their ability to do what they need you to do is lopsided. It's handicapped. It's not even the attitude that you want. It's not the skill set that you want, but you're willing to try them. And then you're mad when they call in. You're mad when they don't show up. But you saw all the signs in the interview. Now, let's be honest. The person that we interview is not always the person we hire. Right? We interview one person, and they're totally different. That's why after our first 3 days of training, we talk to people about, do they think that they're a good fit, and do we think that they're a good fit? That's our first cut, day 3. Our first cut is actually day 3. So here are some ways to reduce your hiring costs. Let's get into it. Are y'all having a good time? You good? Everybody good? Everybody having a good time? You learning something? Yes, Lisa, people definitely send their representatives. I hope you guys are having a good time. I hope y'all come to Houston. We got 19 seats. I would love to fill these 19 seats before the week is out. Y'all scaring me. So listen, here are some ways to reduce your hiring costs. Mass hire. Take a screenshot of this, y'all. Everybody take a screenshot. I do not hire one person at a time because typically 50% of the people I hire, it's less than 50. I would say 33%. 1 out of 3 don't last to the 90 days because I'm really firm about the 90 day. If you're not cutting it at 90 days, you're not going to cut it. You don't have to be perfect, but you got to be able to stand on your own 2 feet. If we still holding you up and crutching you up, you sending kids home wet, you haven't figured out homework, you haven't figured out lesson plans. I mean, what we do is, it's important and it's complex, but it's not that hard that you can't learn it in 90 days, right? The other thing you can do is create training or buy videos that they can watch before their first day. Everybody put before in the chat. Can you put before in the chat? Can you put the word before? Before anybody steps into my building, they have done at least 12 hours of online training. Branding. Are you serious? Yep. Because once I hire you, I got to pay you for every moment. So we have an assessment that they take, a personality assessment. And if you buy your ticket, we will send you that assessment link with the boot camp because you take it during the boot camp. They take a COVID safety class. They take a food handlers class because we all handle food. They take a curriculum class, a brain development class, and Sears and Shaking Baby. And these are some videos, and we tell them these are required learnings. So our interview process goes a little something like this. We interview you. We do your background check. After you get fingerprinted and you send us that receipt, we send you a pre-hire email. What? This pre-hire email, yes. No, the boot camp is not in there, but Christina, you did buy a ticket, so I will send it to you. So we send a pre-hire email, and in the pre-hire email, it says, thank you for moving to the next step. What? You're moving to the next step? These are the list of things that you need to do for employment at Imagine Me Academy. And it tells them we're waiting on their results. These are the classes that they need to take before orientation. And then once we get the results, we set an orientation date. We train, listen, the 3rd week of every month. We interview the 1st and 2nd week. We train the 3rd week. We have a system for hiring. We don't hire, we're always hiring, but we don't hire every day. Okay? We're always hiring, but we don't hire every day. Everybody comes in as a cohort. Everybody comes in as a cohort. And it's just like any other job. Have y'all ever went to a staffing agency and they made you take like all of these things? Hey, these are the requirements. If you are a nurse, you got to come with some requirements. Now, we tell them about CPR, but we tell them if they don't take CPR, we can provide an instruction for them, but we don't pay for that. If they don't have the money to pay for it, we take it out of their first check if we think that they're worthy of that investment. We reimburse them for CPR after 90 days, but we don't trust nobody to pay for their fingerprints and their CPR. We don't do it. Right? So thank you, Tay. We interview the first and the second week. We train the third week, kind of in the fourth week, and then we don't do anything the fourth week of the month because we're shutting down food service. I don't do anything the last week of the month because I'm shutting down my business for the next month. And we have trainings for our staff the fourth week of the month. We're very disciplined about our time. And I'm not working more than 3 days a week. So, yeah. I go to the first day of orientation. And so I know, the third week of the month not to schedule anything on Tuesday. And we start orientation on Tuesday. Monday is way too hard to start orientation. Number 3, have a hero trainer. Let me get back. I got off topic. Have a hero trainer that has an hourly rate that's less than yours. So I don't train people, but I do go on the first day of orientation. But I do have trainers on every staff, and I have a model teacher that they shadow, right? So I'm not putting them with mediocre people. Some of y'all trying to train heroes with the zeros. A zero cannot make a person a hero. They're not zeros, y'all. Y'all like me. I'll make myself laugh. Systematic. Oh, that reminds me of Color Purple. There was a part of a systematic part. Y'all, I love Color Purple. That's my favorite movie. I miss the Broadway production. So if anybody loves me, please go take me to see The Color Purple. I missed it. I wanted to see it so bad. Anywho, so please make sure that you have someone training them in the classroom that you want them to duplicate. All right. Require new hires to submit all paperwork prior to starting. You cannot start with all of your paperwork. You're just not going to do it. After we interview you, you're going to get an email of everything we need. If we don't get that in a timely fashion, you have to wait the next month. But I'm not waiting on you for the next month. The only time I will make an exception of that is someone is requesting their transcript or something from a different state. And if they can show me the email where they requested it, I will give them some grace. Okay? Require new applicants to have prerequisites, right, to qualify for the position, right? If they're not qualified, you most likely not going to get them qualified. Make sure you have new applicants do something that shows their writing skills in your pre-orientation. For administrators, I have a whole nother hiring process. They actually do a task. So let's talk a little bit about the interview, right? There are some interview questions that you should and should not ask to find the perfect match. You should not ask yes or no questions. Do you like kids? Yes. How long have you been in childcare? 4 years. You want to work here? Yes. No! You have to ask open-ended questions. So these are some things that you want to think about when you're interviewing. Keyword number 2. Keyword number 2 is interview. Please do not write it in the chat. Keyword number 2 is interview. One last time. Keyword number 2 is interview. So listen, these are the goals for a perfect interview. You're trying to find a match for the position. Don't interview people if you don't know what positions you're hiring for. I just need people. Well, what people? That way, when you're interviewing, you're asking the right questions. Don't ask questions that's on the resume. Use the resume as a precursor to the interview. You can read their job experience, on the resume. You want to go deeper than the resume. You want to get a sense of the candidate's professionalism. So they do a paper application, and then I just started adding this. I asked them 3 open-ended questions that they have to respond to in writing. Yeah. The reason why we started doing this is everyone does not have the same level of literacy, proficiency, or ability to communicate. And I need to know that hiring you. Because what if I really need you to do food service? Or what if I really need you to be able to do your lesson plans? I need to know that you have not just a diploma, but you have the real skill to do the job I need you to do. And then you're trying to find applicants that can stabilize and grow your company. You're not looking for warm bodies, guys. You're not looking for warm bodies. You're looking for people who can grow and stabilize your company. You're looking for people who you can trade your time back for. If I gotta hold your hand for your first year, you're not stabilizing or helping me grow. Right? Tay says facts. Thank you. I love that. Yes, these are all good comments, right? So listen, you got to see through the BS. One of the questions that we started asking is, tell me about your work experience during the pandemic. I need y'all to say that question in your room where you at right now. Tell me about your work experience during the pandemic. Tell me about your work experience during the pandemic. If you're a man, just practice it. Practice it. Somebody type it in for me. Tell me about your work experience during the pandemic. Tell me about your work experience during the pandemic. What do I really want to know? What do I really want to know? Y'all see? I slammed my finger in a door and it really hurts. I don't think it's going to come back. Sidebar. But what is the question I really want to know? Thank you, Cheyenne. What is the question I really want to know? What is the question I really want to know? Did you really work? Vernon, ding, 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 ding. Vernon gets a prize. I want to know that you wasn't one of those lazy people that was at home while I was working. That's what I really want to know. And I'm not saying that everyone was lazy. I know some people were caregivers. I better watch what I say because somebody's going to watch one of these videos and have me on the news calling people lazy. Right? My question is, what was your work ethic like? Because I found that there was like 3 types of people during the pandemic. There was people who went to work every day, no matter what. Then there were people who did not work because of health issues, or they were the caregiver of someone else. Then there were people, y'all know the people. Y'all know the people. They quit gainfully employed jobs to drop benefits. They did not try to work. For me, Teresa, this is not even a $600 question. For me, this is my $3,000 that you want me to invest in you, right? But you probably gained $40,000 while I was working. For me, it's an important question. Now, who feels like they would use that question? Right? And you got to be careful of how you ask the question. Tell me about your work experience during the pandemic. Ask it with a smile. Be non-threatening. Don't be like, what you was doing this whole time. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Tell me about your work experience during the pandemic. Right? Y'all got it? This question She says, I'm adding it today. Today. This is a question that's going to get you a lot. Some of you guys are asking questions that you don't need to ask, and you're getting fed a lot of BS. Everybody know what BS stands for? You need to change your questions. So one of the things that I did for you in your challenge pack is I added some questions. I added like 4 pages. And I want to give a shout out to, yes, 600 extra a week, Teresa. Extra a week. Good Lord. I love y'all. I love y'all so much. I'm so excited about spending this week with you. And I'm excited that I feel well because this is my first month, well, first few weeks really feeling well since I had COVID. So I added these questions for you, but you can actually click on them and download them in a Word document. It even tells you how to open up an interview because we don't have time to go through interviewing skills. It's some of that in the boot camp for those of you who are going to buy a ticket. But some of you don't get good employees because you don't conduct a good interview. All right. So this can help you conduct a great interview so you can get great people. You got to become a master at interviewing. Some of you say, well, how long do you see yourself you working here? They don't know that because they haven't worked one day. You have to ask questions like, what are some of your career aspirations? So they say, well, I'm supposed to go to dental hygienist school next month. That's awesome because we don't want to hold nobody back. But are you looking for a temporary employee? Are you looking for somebody that you have to work around their schedule? If they say something about, I'm really looking for a school that I could grow with, I want a career with children, okay. If they say, I'm really great in the classroom, but I'm really looking to become an assistant director, okay. If they say, I don't know what I want to do, but I really want to pursue this because I feel like I could be great at it, okay. If they say, well, my mama told me I just had to get a job, not okay. So sometimes we're getting the wrong people because we're asking the wrong questions. So if we can become better interviewers, we're going to get a better candidate to invest our $3,000 to $5,000 in. So these are some of the questions that you can ask. I love the first question, and I ask it a little differently. Tell me about a difficult work situation and how you overcame it. If they start saying like, I wanted to bust that hoe in the mouth. Oh, whoa. Slow down. Slow down. What is your greatest professional accomplishment? We want to know that you want motivated people, right? We talked about that. Being self-motivated. If they say, well, I really haven't accomplished anything in my career, or they can't state anything good about themselves. Y'all, it's Thursday. I guess I'll start getting frisky towards Friday. Can you please excuse me from that last statement? Sorry. All the pastors and pastors' wives, please forgive me. Sorry. I love this question right here. How would your current boss describe you and your contribution at work? You need to know how they feel about leadership, how they feel about authority. Some of the questions y'all ask don't tell that. I wish more of y'all were in the membership. I wish more of y'all that were in the membership participated monthly. But this is the kind of things that we have to talk about. How to become a boss at interviewing. Tell me something about yourself that's not on your resume. Do you prefer to work by yourself or others? Right? What prompted you to apply for this job? If they say, well, unemployment is ending, they said I needed 3 job interviews a week. These are real answers I've gotten. I'm not making these answers up. Oh, this is a great question. We don't re-interview, but we do something called a promotion plan. Well, they tell us why they should receive this promotion, what skills they have developed, and what skills they hope to develop, but we do that. We don't do an interview per se. We call it something different. Why did you leave your last job? If you really want to get to know people, ask these kind of questions. How many of you are asking these kind of questions? Be real with me. If you are, put yes. And this is a good refresher for you. If you're not answering these kind of questions, put no. I really want to know. Now, in the questions in the chat, it also has some questions about like school specific things. Like, how do you collaborate project-based learning in the classroom? That's going to let you know if a person is really a teacher, right? It may have some questions in there about parent support. How do you include parents in their child's learning? Okay. I love this. She didn't say no. She said, I will be asking these questions. Janice says, nah, I was going for the BS. I love it. I love it. Honestly, no. Okay. Someone says some of them. You guys are answering fast. Good. I love it. Allison said I was asking some of them. Okay. I've been looking for these type of questions. I always answer my interview questions. So there are some school-specific questions, but please take this screenshot as well. I love it. The next thing I interview, if you, change over there. If you click here in your challenge pack, you can download these questions in the Word version. So we wanted to make things very easy for you guys. This is another thing that you need to do. You need to decide what you train people on their first week. Some of you are like hit or miss, right? One time you train like this, and one time you train like that, but that's no system. If you can get a system of training, guess what? Everybody's going to be trained a similar way. If you get a system of training, then you don't have to train them every time. So about the company, your core standards, all of that's day one. Hand washing, your discipline policy. Day two, we do a lot on infant care, class schedules. And if you see throughout the week, it gets less and less and less because we want them to spend more and more time in the classroom. A few of you say that this is helpful. I don't care if you use this guide. Create a guide. And once you create a guide, you can do it over and over and over. I also suggest that you create a training binder. And in this training binder, everything that you go through during the training, put it in page protector sheets where you can go through it really fast. We have a YouTube channel that we've uploaded all of our YouTube videos on one YouTube channel, even the ones of me. They're all on a YouTube channel, so we can give that YouTube channel out to people. You just make training easier, cohesive. If you don't know how to do that, I really invite you into our membership where we talk about these things. Because next month, we're going to be talking about our training system, just brushing up on our training system. And then the following month, we're going to be talking about enrollment. So even though I'm not going over the boot camp, I'm not redoing the boot camp. I'm going to say that again. I'm not redoing the boot camp. Those of you who buy tickets, we're going to give you access to it. But we are going to talk about your training program and how you can really improve your actual training program. Okay. I definitely did create my YouTube channel, and I take other videos, these daycare tragedy videos. I also take conflict videos that we create on ourselves. Oh yes, this pack is yours. This challenge pack is $21. When you purchase it, it's yours. It's yours forever. Okay. Thank you, Kimberly. I try to tell people it's a hot $21 your first month. After that, it's $99. I try to tell people. So this is another thing I suggest you do with your administrative team. A lot of times we don't have goals for our training, right? So week 1, what is your goal? Week 1, what is your goal? Thank you, Tay. Week 2 of the training, what is your goal? I can tell you my week 3 training is that they can be in their classroom by themselves with little assistance. When we train people, when they're in the room by themselves, the first week, they only do 6-hour shifts. So they can kind of get acclimated to it. We don't hire anyone full-time. After your 3rd week, we may start moving you to 40 hours, but we don't guarantee 40 hours when we first hire people at all. We let them know that first 3 weeks will be about 30 hours. But you need to have a goal of training every week. One of our goals every single week is to meet with them at the end of the week. And this is what we track. And we also give our new hires a sheet like this that they can write down their goals and the new tasks that they learn. So we give them like a new hire journal. One of the things that they get in their new hire pack is like a journal for them to write notes. We give them a class observation sheet. These are things that we do at our center. And I guess next month in the membership, if we're going to talk about training, I can share some of these resources with you guys. But we really want them to observe the teachers. We also give them a classroom checklist. These are all the things that should be in your classroom. We give them the rules about they can't move furniture around, and some benchmarks, right? So as we're doing their weekly review, they have something that they can write down their information, something they can have. We also do, okay, awesome, I will. Okay, cool, I'll do that. Yes. And oh, you know what? I didn't even do this. I'm horrible. I was just excited tonight. I'll go ahead and put this ticker down at the bottom for those of you who don't know about the membership. So basically, what we want them to do is take accountability of their training over time, because we let them know that you can get a raise after 90 days if you complete all of these things. Your first raise is guaranteed. Your first raise is guaranteed if you make it to 90 days. The other thing that we do to really encourage people to take ownership of their own progress is we do a longevity bonus. Now, our longevity bonus used to be just time, but we do time and training, right? If they get 20 hours of training outside of what we give, and they make it to 6 months, we give our first longevity bonus of $500. Because it costs me how much to employ you? If I have to replace you, I got to spend another $3,000. I won't do that. How many of you have done longevity bonuses? Now we do have some performance in our longevity bonuses. We do have some performance element in our longevity bonus, but that's it. So someone asked me, how long do they stay in the class? I saw your question. I have your answer. Okay. So day 1, Texas requires 8 hours. 2 of those hours, they shadow a teacher. So they're with me. I say about the first 2 hours. Then they're with the director. And then they shadow a teacher. Day 2 is pre-service, and they spend about 4 hours with the teacher. They spend about 4 hours with the teacher, not all at one time. So with the teacher, they work doing transitions, right? They may shadow the teacher for nap time transition, lunchtime transition, outside, so they can kind of get an idea of what a life in a teacher is. But most of the time, that 2 hours is not all at one time. We break it up to give our directors a break, right? So we don't start orientation until after transportation, so around 9:30. But around 11, the directors need to be on the floor and do lunch. So we send them into a classroom around 10:30, and they shadow a teacher through that transition. We pick up their training back during nap time, and then they go to a small lunch, and then they shadow a teacher again in the evening for a long time. They receive their longevity bonus. We don't do sign-on bonuses. They receive their longevity bonus after 6 months. Oh, yes, I will. Put the slide back up. Sorry. Day 3, they're doing observations and co-teaching. So one of the things that they do on day 3 is they actually work with the teacher to kind of plan. On day 1 and 2, they work with the teacher to plan a small lesson, right? So they can begin co-teaching. Day 4, they co-teach. Day 5, we watch them teach, right? And then weeks 2 through 6, we do a 15 to 30-minute debrief. Now, sometimes these people are only working a 4 to 6 hour shift their first week, depending on what they're going to be working. But we don't leave anybody. I don't care if you taught at ABC Academy for 29 years. We don't leave anybody by themselves the first week. We just don't. Because I don't know you like that. I just don't know you like that. So our third keyword is evaluation. Because a lot of times in training, again, our third keyword is evaluation. We forget to give them feedback on how well, or if they're not doing well, on what they need to improve on. Third keyword again is evaluation. So this builds in a system for us to get feedback from our lead teachers. It gives us a way to talk to them, and it gives them the tools where they have something in their hand that's tangible to follow along. A lot of times we don't give our teachers anything tangible. Y'all, we're going to finish at 9 o'clock tonight. Oh, look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Sorry, I'm excited. We don't give our teachers anything tangible, new teachers, anything tangible to aspire to. You got to give them statements. At the end of week 3, you should be able to complete your own lesson plan. So if at the end of week 3 they can't do that, they know that they need help. But you guys have to set goals. You have to set goals. That's why this sheet right here is so important. You have to set goals for what you want them to be able to do at the end of each week. How many of you have goals? You have goals that you share with them. Goals that you share with them. If you do, put I do, like you married. If you don't, put I don't. Do you have weekly goals that you share with them? And those weekly goals should not, I love Christina. She said, I will. Those weekly goals cannot be a secret. Everybody in your organization needs to know those weekly goals, because you don't want the person who's training them to have an unrealistic expectation of what they know. I tell my trainers, if you didn't tell them, you didn't train it, and you didn't teach it, assume they don't know. So if you say we're going to change kids and they didn't put on any gloves, did you tell them to put on gloves? Did you tell them to wash their hands? Don't tell me about common sense, because common sense is not coming. Okay? So you have to have weekly goals to create your superhero. After 6 weeks, they should be great. After 3 months, their 90 days, they should be able to take one of those hero tasks. You should be able to start delegating other things to them. Right? So guys, this is your badge for tonight. You need to only complete the chart on 27. And you need to sign up for the conference in Houston. Listen, guys, come on. Let's make it to the conference in Houston. I'm doing something extra special. I can't wait to make this call that I'm going to make in a second. I'm doing some extra special things at the conference to really get you guys ready for the changes in childcare. We named the conference Setting the Stage for Success, because this is what I know. I know that there's some new things coming down the pipeline, and I always are just not going to get it. There are going to be some people who win and some people who lose. So you're going to have to decide what side of the coin you're going to be on. I don't know how you guys can feel like you can run a 7-figure business and you never go and get any training, or you never invest in yourself. You're your biggest investment. So please make sure that you get to the conference. If you're coming, but you haven't bought your ticket, can you at least tell me you're coming in the chat? Let me know that you're going to be there. Let me know that you're going to be there. Guys, I have a big favor to ask of you tonight. How many of you have enjoyed the conference? You have enjoyed what we've done over this last week. Okay? You have enjoyed what we've done. Boss Lady Taylor, give me your first name. I think it's Kim. I want to make sure this is the right Taylor. If you have enjoyed this challenge, I need you to do me a favor. And I don't ask much of you, but I would love for you to go to our Facebook page. I would love for you to go to our Facebook page, and I would love for you to give us a review, right? Because this is the way that Facebook decides who to show our content to. This is the way that Facebook decides, if we're relevant. This is how we get verified. Can you leave a review if you enjoyed it? If you didn't enjoy it, don't leave a review. No, just teasing. If you have something positive to say, or you can help another owner, because sometimes people run across pages and they really don't know if it's a good page. And so if we don't tell them, they really don't know. Okay. I would love for you to do that. Anybody committed to doing that? If so, put I'm committed. All right. Okay, yes, I will. Angela said she'll be there. Angela, I cannot wait to see your name. Awesome. Sheena, I know you're coming. Yay. I really, 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 really want you to be there. Kanisha says that she is coming. I cannot wait to see your name on the list. All right. I'm so excited, Michelle. I really want to see you guys there. You are definitely your own biggest investment. Many of you have already signed up, and so I appreciate it. And I appreciate you for saying that you, thank you, Leslie, that you will go on and you will do a review. We really do appreciate it. It's very special to us when you do that. So again, guys, our tickets are buy one, get one free right now. So we love to have you guys in Houston. We're going to do our best to make sure that we show up in an amazing, amazing, amazing way. The other thing I want to encourage you guys to do is make sure you do your badge for day 4. Now, there are some people who are showing up, but no winner for the grand prize has been announced. But I am about to announce the winners for the keywords. So please make sure that you do your badge tonight. Please make sure that you take time and you decide exactly what you need to do in training every single week to make that staff a hero staff member. So while I look up our winners, I'm going to show a quick video about our membership and our membership special. Hey, childcare owners, are you there? I'm calling out all the childcare owners and directors. It's your girl, B Woods, Brandy Woods, the millionaire midwife, and your millionaire childcare success coach. Now, many of you were with me this weekend at the Back to School Childcare Summit, and boy, did we learn a lot. Everything from enrollments, automations, how to get tax credits, and how to market during these crazy times. But the work doesn't stop there. We invite you into our Childcare Accelerator membership. And right now, you can try it out for the first 30 days for just $21. Girl, that's less than lunch. So click the button below, start your $21 trial, and I guarantee you will love it. It has forms, tools, resource library, and live classes every single month. Expert trainers, work sessions, you name it. Just $21. This deal won't last long, so click the button. Come on, girl. What you waiting on? Click the button and join a group of childcare owners who have thrived, not just survived, during these crazy times, right? You can get all of the community, the relationship, and the resources you need just by joining the Childcare Accelerator membership. Go ahead. Click the button. It's not going to hurt. I promise you, we're here to help. All right, guys. So those of you who are not there yet, please do. Next month, we will talk about your training system. Tomorrow night, we're going to be talking about how to evaluate your staff. But I want to announce our two winners. Our first winner for tonight is Tanisha. Tanisha's been commenting all night. I love it. I love it. I love it. Are you on, Tay? Yay! Our next winner for tonight, I don't know this person personally, but congratulations to Tiffany Fields. Tiffany Fields, are you on? Tiffany? Tiffany and Tay will be the winners of our planner. This planner will help you plan everything for your childcare center, literally from tuition to profit loss to marketing, staffing and training, to your schedule. I mean, everything that you need is in here. One of the things that I love is the planner that starts at 5 a.m. One of the things as a daycare owner that I could never get. Oh, yay, Tiffany. Congratulations. One of the things that I could never get was a planner that started at 5 a.m. and goes to midnight. So you get this planner. It is a 3-month planner where you can plan for every quarter. Because at the end of the quarter, girl, I need something new. Nothing lasts me a whole year. So we did a quarterly planner. They are on Amazon. But those are our two winners for tonight. So what you need to do is you have to go back and you have to text us your email address and your mailing address. If you have an apartment number, please put your apartment number so it won't come back because they are delivered through Amazon. So please put your best address. Congratulations to Tiffany and to Tanisha. Congratulations. I'm putting you on my board of winners. I'm so excited, guys, to be with you guys tonight. It is exactly 9 o'clock. Any questions, please make sure you post them in the group. Yes, if you want a prize, I think I said this the first day. Let me say it again. We won't send anything out until next week until we wrap up the summit. Because guess what, y'all? I'm a center owner just like you. And trust me, after being in the center and working all day and doing this all night, I'm not going to get it done tomorrow. So we will send them out on next week. I love it. So tell me, guys, one thing you learned today. Make sure you do your badge. I know you guys are going to do your badge. Go ahead and let's drop one thing that we learned in the chat. And then we are going to sign off tonight. Give me one thing that you learned in the chat. Give us one thing that you learned in the chat. I want to hear what you've learned, because what we learn is definitely beneficial. But what we do, remember we talked about last night, it's not just knowledge, right? It's applied knowledge. And we want to make sure that we are learning what we need to learn and that we are doing what we need to do. Go ahead and drop it in the chat.
Hi, this is Samantha Zayas with Jupiter Learning Academy. I came down from Virginia to the Childcare Millionaires retreat. It's been an amazing experience. I'm so excited what today brought, and I'm excited for the rest of the remainder of the weekend. These women are so knowledgeable and are teaching us different ways to be able to take our businesses to the next level. If you're not part of the Childcare Millionaire Success program, definitely get started. You're going to learn and be able to continue to expand your business and take it where it needs to go and elevate it. Thank you so much and hope you guys enjoy.
All right. Oh, y'all have some good ones. Create a binder. Who's going to create that binder? I love it. Ask effective questions. 10x my effectiveness. And it starts in the training binders, the right interview questions to ask. I no longer hold their hand. Will you please share the 33 information? Love the interview questions. Pre-hiring email. Their pre-hiring email has totally changed my life. Can y'all remind me about the 33? I know I said that was Jesus' age. Want to make sure that I'm giving the right information out. Creating a binder and the cost to hire. The cost to hire, setting new goals, right? Creating a training binder. It's okay to be picky when hiring. I love your process, right? Make people work for the job. Like, don't just give it to them and make it so easy, because then they'll think what we do is easy, right? The orientation process. Stop hiring the wrong person. Hiring process. I will start doing the promotion plan. Absolutely. If people want to be promoted, they need to show a level of proficiency. I learned how much I have completed. Yes, from the last time I took this challenge. Good. And I will keep improving the academy. I love it. Finalizing staff structure and responsibility and delegations. Mass hire. Establish teacher goals. I love it. 33. Thank you, guys. I totally forgot. Totally forgot. I was like, Lord, what did I say? Okay. Create a binder and have an onboarding process. The need to create a change binder and stop hiring the wrong people. Whew, thank you. So let me get back to the 33. I'm so happy that y'all reminded me, because I literally had forgot. So let me make this big real quick. And I'm going to actually start from the beginning. I'm so happy that y'all stayed. So what I will do is I will talk about this tomorrow as well, because tomorrow we're talking about how to evaluate our staff. So we have this badge. And doing our training for the Back to School Summit, we talked about a tax credit that the government is giving. It's called the Employee Tax Retention Credit. And literally every W-2 employee, you can literally get up to $33,000 as a tax credit that they will pay you as a check. Basically, what the government is doing right now, the IRS is doing right now, they have a program that actually benefits employers for keeping employees employed, right? And so one of the things that they do is you look at the wages that you pay your employees in 2020 and 2021, and there's actually a formula that you do. It's like the average of the salaries between 2 years per quarter. So let's just say in quarter one, you paid them $7,000 in 2020. And in quarter two, you paid them $7,000 in 2021. The average would still be $7,000 because that is the cap that you can get per employee. There is very little requirements. The only requirement is that you had to still be in business and your business could not have reduced more than 50%, right? It didn't have to reduce 50%, but it could not reduce more than 50%. So basically, they don't want to give this credit to people who are going out of business. Second thing, sometime during the pandemic, you had to have some kind of change, and we all did, because we had reduced staff ratios, we had reduced students. So almost every daycare would apply. Christina says, I already have my accountant working on this too. I have my accountant working on this, but I did some preliminary things. So in 2021, that's the year we're in right now, you can get $7,000 per employee per quarter. Now, my CPA explained this very well in the Back to School Summit. So if you bought the replays to the Back to School Summit, or you get your ticket, you will be able to hear him explain this in day 2. The other thing about the tax credit is they go back to 2019. In 2019, you can get $5,000 per employee for the whole year. I'm going to say probably 99.9% of us that are on here definitely qualify for that first $5,000 because we were all in business, right? We didn't close our business, but we had a reduction of business. And we paid our employees more than $5,000. So it's not by quarter for 2019. So if I take the $5,000 that I can get back for 2020, based on my comparison between 2019 and 2020, and I take the $7,000 a quarter that I can get in 2021, that's how you can get up to $33,000 per employee. Now, I am not a CPA. The way that you do this is it's not an application. You do it through your payroll company, and they have to amend your 941s for your W-2 employees. It's the Employee Retention Tax Credit. Employee Retention Tax Credit. If you want to know more about it, and you have the summit replays, you can go to day 2. You can go to day 2, and it is our second speaker, which is my CPA, Ephraim. We are like, I know people who have gotten their checks. Like, it's not a scam. It is through the IRS. Your payroll company helps you apply because they go through and they do the payroll analysis. It is the Employee Retention Tax Credit. If you want more information about it and you want to hear a CPA talk about it, because I'm not a CPA, you need to go back and watch our day 2 of the summit, and he is the second speaker. His name is Ephraim. He will also be in Houston at the Childcare Millionaires conference, talking about the financial pitfalls that daycares make and how we can avoid them, right? So we are a 7-figure business, and we got a tax return last year. Do you hear me? It is not because we did anything shady. It's because we had a tax strategy all year long. Even right now, we have a tax strategy. And one of the ways we win in business is we hire the right people to help us have a tax strategy. So if you have ADP, if you have Gusto, any of those payroll companies, they can help you. If you don't, you can reach out to a CPA and they should be able to help you. It's a tax credit for any business that has W-2 employees. Any business. You have to have W-2 employees to qualify. So if you're not open, you do not qualify. If you pay payroll this year, you qualify. If you pay payroll, last year you qualified. So Brady, what if I open this year? But who cares? It's money that you wouldn't have had, and you can do it for every single employee. What if that employee left my company? Can I do it for that employee? Yes. They're still going to take what you paid them in 2020, 2021, add it together, get the average for each employee. That's how you can figure out what your estimated credit will be per employee. But they didn't work in 2021. Same thing, they're going to take the average. As long as you have a healthy EIN number, you're filing your taxes, you're paying your payroll, you should have no problem applying for this credit, right? So that's what it is, and I want to make sure we keep spreading this information, because a lot of big businesses, they have accountants. That's why they got PPP first. That's why they got SBA loans first, is because they have people watching over them. One of my best decisions in the world was getting a real attorney and getting a real CPA. And they have paid me back their weight in gold. But don't just listen to me. There are videos about it, on YouTube. Make sure you listen to a video from a CPA. You can go to our YouTube. Well, I don't think it's on our YouTube channel. It's not open. But if you bought the replays to the summit, we sent them out. Go to day 2. You can re-listen to it. And Ephraim, which is my CPA, will be there in Houston, and I will promise to make sure he re-goes over the tax credit and ask questions about it. But you qualify, so you may have a lot of money out there. So drop in the chat how many employees you have. Typically, we have about 25 employees. Now, we have people come and go, so when we do this calculation, we'll do it for more than 25 people. But 25 times 33,000 sounds like a good number to me. Now, everybody won't qualify for the whole 33,000, depending on what your pay rate was, because they're not going to give you a credit of more than you paid. But I wouldn't mind an extra $800,000. And there's another tax credit, and I don't want to misstate it, but it's called the Corona Family Tax Credit. And this tax credit is for people who had staff and you paid them during COVID leave, or you paid them during quarantine. I did, and I will do you this favor. Everybody want me to do you this favor? Tell me. Say yes, I want this favor. I want this favor. I want this favor. In the Facebook group, I will tag you on a post where there are 2 short 10-minute YouTube videos that explain these tax credits. It's not my CPA, but it is a CPA, and maybe those videos will help you. They're open. They're on YouTube. Texas assigned a company to be Childcare Owners coaches because they gave us some funds, and with that funding, they give us a lot of information. In the group tonight, I will post these videos after 5 of you post your badges. So once 5 of you post your badges, I will post the videos. A little give and take, because I want you to do your homework as well. But I do want you to pursue all of the money. Another question people are going to ask, does this money go to the employees? Nope. Is this money restricted on how you use it? Nope. It's just like your tax return, right? If you get money back and you get that credit back, you can decide how you want to reinvest that in your business. And that's the way the cookie crumbles. So I'm glad you guys stayed with me tonight. I hope the information we give is valuable to you. Please give us a review on Facebook. Please sign up for the Millionaires Conference in Houston. We have about 19 seats available. If you do the buy one, get one free, We have 19 of those buy one, get one free, so we can accommodate up to 38 more people. But we want you to be there. We want you to invest in yourself. We want you to grow. I'm not the only speaker that's going to be there. I have some really great people that's coming to invest in you guys. And I just want you guys to have the best 2022. But we start planning for 2022 now, right? This is when you start doing your annual planning right now. You don't start 2022 in January. So guys, you got to be in it to win it. You got to invest in yourself. You got to show up. But I'm about to show up for my husband because I'm going to go get ice cream with my baby. So I'll see you guys soon. But I will definitely see you at the bank. And hopefully, I'm going to see you in Houston. Right? We're going to make more deposits. We're going to get our tax credits. We're going to do what it takes for us to win. All right, guys. See you tomorrow. Don't be late. Tomorrow we talk about how to evaluate your staff. Hey everyone, we're stepping into greatness at the Childcare Millionaires Retreat. I'm so excited just to meet and connect with everyone. I can't wait until day 2. Today we learned how to rest, how to rejuvenate, how to build relationships, and how to have a Candyland experience in our childcare centers. I'm so excited to be here with you. It's your coach B Woods, the Millionaire Midwife, signing off. See you guys tomorrow. That's what I learned today. Thank you all for coming. Thank our speakers and thank our guests. We love you. See you soon.